it.
While hiking, this person used Randonautica, and that's when things got strange. About 5 seconds into the footage, there's a chilling moment.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Unless there's someone out on that trail right there. I don't know what the fuck that is. Another Montana thing.
This through the mirror, this sounds like a walkie-talkie.
I know.
A voice, barely audible, seems to whisper, "Do you wanna?" But here's the weird part: it came from deep within the woods on the left, while the only visible trail was on the right. No one was supposed to be over there. And then, right as this person begins to speak, their voice distorts. It glitches out in a way that doesn't quite sound like a normal audio malfunction. Was it just a technical glitch, or something else? Who or what was out there making that sound? Deep in the remote stretches of the Appalachian Mountains, a woman named Morgan documents her eerie, unexplained encounters. She regularly shares her experiences online. In one video, Morgan films herself exploring her family's notoriously haunted farm. Suddenly, she hears something.
Hey y'all, I'm at my family's haunted farm. I was gonna come explore with my husband today, but he couldn't get off from work because he's boring, so thought I'd bring you guys.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Hey, it's faint, human, familiar, but something's off. It's the Appalachian, hey, a strange and unsettling phenomenon, where something deep in the woods mimics human voices. Locals believe these are mimics, supernatural entities that take on the voices and sometimes the appearances of people you trust. And in Morgan's case, they may already have. Before we jump into the next encounter, I just want to take a moment to thank and congratulate all of you. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers. We are working harder than ever to bring you the scariest and most entertaining hiking encounters out there. Our goal? To take this channel to the top, and nothing's gonna stop us. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and enjoy the rest of the show. When we hit 10,000, a few lucky subscribers will get a surprise. Just make sure you're subscribed and have liked the video. Want a better chance to win? Drop a comment with your thoughts on the clips. Now let's dive back into the video. For over a century, Green Gables in Jennertown, Pennsylvania has been more than just a fine dining destination. It's also been the source of chilling ghost stories. With a long-standing reputation for being haunted, the eerie atmosphere has left more than a few employees on edge. One worker, feeling uneasy during late-night shifts, took to recording their surroundings, just in case. One night, their gut feeling proved terrifyingly accurate. Recording their surroundings, just in case. One night, their gut feeling proved terrifyingly accurate.
I don't know, I think this is where they have their weddings. There's a building. You can't really see it. There's a building over here. It's really old looking. I have no idea what it is. Oh, fabulous. So there's a fucking statue in the middle of this field. It's just a wide open field with a statue, really big statue out here in the middle of this field. Pretty fucking creepy if you ask me. It is also raining. Ooh, I do not like that. Some kind of a Greek looking thing maybe? I don't fucking know. Its face is missing, so that's comforting. I don't know why its face is missing. Looks like it had a face at some point in time. It came off for some reason. And some vines crawling up it.
The camera captured something no one expected. a dark, shadowy hand brushing across a statue's waist, too far, too defined to be a trick of the light. Could it be a hoax? Maybe. But that footage still leaves us asking one question. Was it real or something else entirely? Adam was out hiking with his dad, but for a brief moment, he found himself alone on the trail. That's when it happened. A man passed him, completely out of place. He looked like he'd walked straight out of the 1980s. Full suit, slicked back hair, not a single word, just this eerie vibe. Then he saw it.
I'm not even kidding. Passed someone on the trail, like a guy. He looked like he was like from the 80s. He was wearing a full suit that like looked like he was from the 80s, and I was like, ew, I don't like that. I got a weird vibe from him. And look at what I just found. Is this not like terrifying? Should I open it?
A briefcase, sitting right where the man had been. No explanation, no note. Just there. Should I open it? He whispered, both curious and unnerved. He did. Inside was only a single item, an old weathered map dated 1989. That's it. Nothing else. But the strangest part? The man in the suit hadn't left. He was still nearby, silently watching from the trees. Was he a time traveler? A ghost? Or something even stranger? Cody had lived on his property for 22 years when he discovered a strange, dead patch of grass that sank under his mower. Curious, he dug into it and found a hidden door leading to a deep, water-filled hole, possibly an old well or storm cellar.
It's some kind of door. I've been here 22 years and this has never been here before. So I really don't know what to think about it. But about 1944 there was a old cabin here that burnt down, and it may be some kind of well or a storm cellar or something. I may dig it up if enough people show any kind of interest.
Using a 15-foot conduit stick, he couldn't touch the bottom. That night, strange noises came from beneath his house. When he investigated with a camera, what he recorded was not just eerie, it was terrifying. A group of friends had rented a remote cabin deep in the Appalachian mountains for a peaceful weekend getaway. Surrounded by endless, shadowy woods, the spot felt like a perfect escape. One night, as they soaked in the hot tub beneath a glowing moon, a low, thunderous sound echoed from somewhere deep in the forest.
Yeah, that was a car. Who's the aliens, bro? Kaylin! I think it's a train.
Es que porque suena así a la verga.
But that's just scary.
Okay, do you guys want to go inside?
No. Es que decimos que no va a pasar nada.
But the music and laughter quickly faded into nervous silence. Something about that sound wasn't right. Unbeknownst to them, the Appalachian woods have a long, chilling history. Mysterious vanishings, strange figures spotted between the trees, stories that locals don't like to tell after dark. Thankfully, the group left the hot tub and returned inside without incident. But that night, it still haunts their memories. One quiet evening, a man was lounging on his couch when he noticed something strange peering at him through the screen door. At first glance, he figured it might be a cow or maybe a goat. But the longer he stared, the less sense it made. The creature had no ears, its posture was all wrong. Its front half stood upright, while the back looked bent and tucked beneath it, almost as if it were kneeling. To this day, no one knows what it was, or what it wanted. This home security footage from deep in Appalachia caught something strange. And trust us, you'll want to watch it more than once.
Yeah.
Because it's curious.
Oh my goodness. You see the legs on that sucker? Girl, what?
It's a
Are
hornet.
you kidding? No,
It's a hornet.
when did hornets start looking like
Look
that?
at that.
That is not no hornet, and a hornet where?
It's just
At first, they thought it was just a hornet, but the way it moved, the shape, the shimmer, something wasn't adding up. A hornet? In broad daylight? That ain't no hornet, her friend insists. Whatever it was flew by fast, small, oddly shaped, and almost magical. Was it just an unusual bug, or did this camera accidentally catch a glimpse of something? A hiker was making their way up Gettysburg's Big Round Top Trail, enjoying the peaceful, history-soaked path. Everything felt normal until they reached the final stone wall at the summit. That's when it started. Footsteps echoed around them, matching their own pace, then stopping dead whenever they did. At first, they shrugged it off, thinking it was just sound bouncing off the rocks. But when they later checked their camera, things got even stranger. Nearly every photo was blurry, despite the camera being held steady. One image even showed a strange, shadowy figure near the wall, yet in the next picture, taken just seconds later, it was gone. Maybe it was just a trick of the light, or maybe it was something else. A group of teenagers was exploring an old, abandoned theater when they suddenly stopped in their tracks.
Let's go back. Huh?
Standing perfectly still in the shadows was a girl, silent, unmoving, and staring straight at them. For a moment, no one knew what to do. The air felt heavy. One teen cautiously stepped forward. That's when they realized she wasn't trying to scare them. She frightened herself. It looked like she had been living there, using the forgotten theater as a place to sleep. Their presence must have jolted her from a fragile peace. The moment was sobering. It wasn't a ghost story. It was real life. A young girl, alone and afraid, just trying to survive in the dark. Hopefully, she finds the help she needs because no one deserves to live in fear and silence. A man was out making late-night deliveries when something strange caught his eye by the side of the road. There, on a swing, sat a small child gently swaying back and forth in the darkness. It didn't make sense. There were no houses nearby, no lights, no reason for a kid to be out here, especially at this hour. Pulling over for a closer look. But as he stepped out of the vehicle and turned back to the swing, the child was gone. The swing still moved, creaking softly like someone had just been there. Then the air turned cold. Was it a ghost? A lost child? Or something else entirely? The man didn't wait to find out. Shaken and unnerved, he jumped back into his van and sped off into the night. While on patrol near a quiet residential area in Tennessee, a police officer snapped a chilling photo that still baffles investigators to this day. The eerie figure captured in the image bore a striking resemblance to the infamous Fresno nightcrawler, but with a twist. It appeared thicker, almost cartoonishly exaggerated in shape, unlike anything seen before. Despite numerous attempts to uncover its origin or connect it to other sightings, the mystery remains unsolved, leaving behind nothing but speculation and a haunting image no one can explain. Dan Bell paid a visit to an abandoned children's asylum, and from the moment he stepped inside, things took a dark and unexpected turn. Right off the bat, his camera battery exploded in his hands.
Shit.
But Dan, unfazed, kept filming. What his camera captured next was even more unsettling. Eerie, unexplained moments he didn't notice until reviewing the footage later. In one shot, a shadowy figure seemed to glide past a doorway. In another, an eye appeared to peek through a hole in the door, only to vanish in an instant. Then came the most chilling moment of all, a voice echoing from an empty room. Some viewers claim they heard the voice say, "Let's get him." He explained that while filming, he kept hearing the sound of something or someone running around nearby. It sounded like a person. Of course, he tried to stay rational, brushing it off as maybe an animal. But whatever the cause, it's hard to shake the feeling that something else was in that asylum with him. While trekking through the woods, a group of adventurers stumbled upon an abandoned GoPro, its owner nowhere in sight. Intrigued, they played back the footage only to be shaken by what they uncovered. The final moments showed a group of unknown explorers, their expressions shifting from excitement to pure terror. In the background, a shadowy, unnerving figure loomed, watching them. Then, without warning, the footage cut to black. Despite efforts to identify the people in the video, their identities remain a mystery. Were they just lost tourists? Or does this eerie recording capture the final moments of a group that was never meant to be found? A TikToker had snapped a breathtaking photo during their trip to Boone, North Carolina, nestled deep in the Appalachian Mountains. At first glance, it was just a stunning landscape, nothing out of the ordinary. But when they zoomed in, way off in the distance, they noticed something eerie. A lone figure standing still. It looked like a woman, but not quite human. Some say it was a skinwalker. Others are sure it was a ghost. One thing's for sure. The friend swears they were completely alone out there. Whatever it was, that one strange figure turned a peaceful mountain view into something straight out of a horror story. A woman was walking near a quiet, scenic lake, her dogs happily playing by her side. She casually filmed a short video of them enjoying the peaceful nature. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But when she later reviewed the footage, something chilling caught her eye. In the distance between the trees, a large, dark figure appeared to be moving. It wasn't there before. So what exactly did she capture that day? A person, an animal, or something far more unsettling? It was just past 3 a.m. when Reddit user Leonard Blay was abruptly woken by unsettling noises echoing outside his remote cabin. At first, he couldn't quite place it. Some claimed it sounded like a fox, while others swore it resembled a woman screaming. Maybe it was just a fox. But alone, deep in the woods, and in the dead silence of night, That sound took on a whole new level of terrifying. While hiking a jungle trail, a woman captured a fun little video for Instagram, completely unaware of the danger lurking just behind her. As she smiled at the camera, a snake silently slithered out from the bushes. Luckily, she stayed calm without even realizing it, which kept the snake from feeling threatened. Things could have taken a terrifying turn, but she got incredibly lucky. From the looks of it, she didn't notice a thing, only discovering the close call later when she rewatched the footage. Talk about a wild surprise. Tom was casually using the Randonautica app when it led him to a half-built, abandoned construction site. Intrigued but uneasy, he decided to step inside, curious about why the app had brought him there. The place was silent, empty, and unsettling.
So guys, at this point I was not sure why it brought me here. I was just exploring the whole site. I was like, okay, whatever, this app's probably rigged, I don't know. Let's see what happens, and then here's where it goes totally wrong.
Right. What if it's brought me just like a brick? It's brought me here just like a brick, I don't even know.
Nothing felt right. He turned to leave until he heard something. A strange noise, muffled, close, and not natural.
Yo, what? Yo, what the fuck?
Out of nowhere, a man in a dark hoodie charged at him, swinging a sledgehammer like a maniac. Panic exploded through Tom. He bolted, heart pounding, legs pumping, barely dodging the crazed man's attack. Once he finally made it to safety, Tom hit record on his phone again, his hands still shaking. A peaceful walk turned into a heart-pounding close call for a few locals in Qianwei County, Sichuan, China. As they strolled along the hillside, something didn't feel right. Then they saw it. The ground began to shift. Acting on instinct, they ran for their lives, and just seconds later, a cascade of rocks thundered down behind them. Miraculously, no one was hurt. Days of heavy rain had likely set the stage for the landslide, and what could have been a tragic disaster turned into an incredible stroke of luck. A man was deep in the forest when he stumbled upon an old, abandoned house. As he filmed the eerie surroundings, a chilling sound broke the silence, which sounded like a baby crying. Curious but on edge, he cautiously followed the sound. But with every step he took, the crying seemed to move farther away, almost like it was leading him somewhere. The deeper he went, the heavier the atmosphere became. Was this a trap? A prank? Or something far more disturbing? Some believe it might have been a lyrebird, an Australian bird known for perfectly mimicking almost any sound, even human voices. After quickly checking the house and finding nothing, a wave of unease washed over him. He turned back, leaving the place behind, haunted by the thought, what if it were a real baby? Or worse, something pretending to be one. So what do you think? A lost child? A lyrebird? Or something supernatural? Late one night, A security camera outside a remote forest home captured something truly unsettling. The footage, later posted on Reddit by the shocked homeowner, shows a mysterious figure in a flowing white dress slowly moving past a fence. But here's the eerie part. She doesn't walk. She glides. Moments later, she vanishes into the darkness. Viewers were quick to draw chilling comparisons to the ghostly legend of La Llorona. And if that's who it was, you'd better steer clear of any nearby water. Whether it was a person, spirit, or something far stranger, one thing's for sure, it didn't belong there. While out on a hike, this person suddenly froze, face to face with something straight out of a nightmare. Towering before them stood a massive maned wolf, its unnaturally long legs and piercing stare locking them in place. For a moment, it didn't even seem real. Some say it looked more like a creature from legend, eerily similar to the infamous chupacabra. These beasts are lightning fast, capable of hitting 30 mamatuars and leaping over 6 feet in a single bound. Rarely seen, never forgotten, this was an encounter that will haunt them for the rest of their life. A motion-activated trail camera was set up in Medoc Mountain State Park near Littleton, North Carolina, an area already steeped in Bigfoot legends, complete with its local museum. For days, the camera recorded the usual wildlife, but on August 8, 2024, things took a bizarre turn. Twice, a large humanoid figure wandered past the lens. The image was slightly blurred by dew, but the silhouette didn't match any known animal. Some say it was just a hunter passing through, but others are convinced the legendary creature finally made an appearance. Bigfoot? Maybe. One thing's for sure, no one has the answer. While exploring the infamous Missouri State Penitentiary's death row with his dad, a Reddit user had an encounter that would leave anyone questioning reality. As they ventured deeper into the eerie halls, the user snapped some photos of his dad. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, but in the first image, a faint, shadowy figure appears near the top of the stairs, a detail that might go unnoticed at first glance. However, the second photo sends chills down the spine. A woman who wasn't there before is seen walking behind the dad. The third photo reveals her again, standing right behind him as if she's been following them the whole time. What's even more unnerving is that the dad later confessed his legs gave out when they reached the end of the walk, an odd coincidence that seems to be captured in the final photo. So, who or what was with them that day? While responding to a comment from a follower, a TikToker casually filmed herself, completely unaware of the chilling scene unfolding behind her.
Yo nunca he sentido que me parezco a Dua Lipa, pero desde que me corté el cabello siento que me parezco muchísimo menos a Dua Lipa. Y es que muchísima gente me dice que me parezco a la Dua Lipa del 2018 más o menos, que tiene como el cabello cortito, y me puse a ver fotos y nada que ver.
Through the cabin window, a lifeless figure with cold, dead eyes stood eerily still, watching her every move. She continued chatting and filming, oblivious to the terrifying presence in the background. It wasn't until later, when she reviewed the footage, that she realized the horrifying truth. What did she do when she discovered it? That's a story you won't want to miss. While wandering through Fairview Lawn Cemetery, the final resting place of over 100 Titanic victims, this man snapped a few casual photos, but one of them would prove to be anything but ordinary. Upon closer inspection, a ghostly face appears in the frame, something he hadn't noticed at the time. It wasn't until later, while reviewing the shots, that he realized what he had unknowingly captured. Was it simply an eerie play of light and shadow? Or was there something far more mysterious at work? While reviewing his trail camera footage, Reddit user Moloch996 stumbled upon something chilling. At 5 a.m., on a summer morning in early July, a barefoot woman was seen wandering alone in the dark, aimlessly moving through a remote area with no trails in sight. She stayed in the camera's view for nearly 30 minutes, visibly distressed, seemingly lost, fleeing, or in danger. Theories began to flood in. Was she struggling with a mental health crisis, under the influence, or was something far more sinister at play, like human trafficking? No concrete evidence pointed to foul play, but one thing was clear. There was an unsettling, eerie feeling about this sighting that left more questions than answers. One Reddit user had an unsettling experience when they woke up in their Airbnb one morning to find a massive snowman standing just outside. The catch? There had been less than a foot of snowfall recently, yet the snowman towered at least 5 feet tall. Even more bizarre, there were no footprints, no disturbances in the snow, nothing to suggest anyone had even been out there. One commenter tossed out the idea that fresh snowfall could have covered any tracks, but that still didn't explain how this eerie, oversized snowman appeared out of nowhere. So, what's the real story behind this creepy mystery? While reviewing footage from his security camera, a property owner spotted something that sent chills down his spine. At first, it looked like a person, but the longer he stared, the more off-putting it seemed. The figure had an eerie, unnatural presence that made him question what he was seeing. Desperate for answers, he shared the footage with a paranormal community, and the reactions were mixed. Some insisted it was a ghost, pointing to the figure's blurred features and unsettling movements, while others argued it was just a person, distorted by poor lighting. But even if it were a person, it still didn't add up. His property was notoriously difficult to access. What could it be? While riding his ATV through the woods, a young boy set up a camera to capture the adventure. Later, as he reviewed the footage, he noticed something strange lurking in the background near the tree line. A tall, dark figure moved silently through the woods, walking on 2 legs with long, steady strides. When the video was shared online, viewers couldn't help but jump to conclusions, with many insisting it was Bigfoot. The figure's impressive height, fluid movement, and the way it seemed to melt into the shadows sparked intense debate. Some were convinced it was the legendary creature, while others argued it was too perfect, leading many to wonder, could it have been staged? Or was it just a person in the woods? A Reddit user came across a chilling photo, but it was what appeared near the doorway that sent shivers down their spine. In the background, a mysterious figure loomed with its presence impossible to explain. Some skeptics dismissed it as an oddly shaped person or the hind leg of an animal, but others saw something far more unsettling. Was it a shadowy figure lurking in the darkness? Or perhaps the disturbing outline of a body being dragged? Who or what was truly captured in this eerie shot? Late one night, Jalbandi recorded something truly bizarre deep in the forest near his village. In the distance, a pale, ghostly figure stood stark against the darkness of the trees. As he cautiously approached, the figure suddenly collapsed into a glowing orb and vanished behind a tree. You can hear the fear in Jal's voice, and the chilling silence of the forest only adds to the unsettling vibe. To this day, no one knows what he witnessed that night, but whatever it was, it felt terrifyingly real. A backpacker was enjoying a quiet hike through the forest when something caught their eye. At first, it looked like just another tree, but as they shifted angles, strange, almost human-like shapes began to emerge from its bark. It probably wasn't anything paranormal, but the tree gave off a deeply unsettling vibe. Spooked, the backpacker couldn't shake the feeling and ended up posting the eerie footage online. While walking along an old, abandoned railroad track with her brother and his girlfriend's family, a woman snapped a simple photo. But when she looked at it later, something chilling caught her eye. In the top right corner of the image, Several shadowy figures appeared that looked like they were walking straight toward the group. No one remembered seeing anyone else out there. And these figures? They weren't just eerie, they looked wrong, dark, distorted, and not human. A backpacker once shared a chilling video from the DeSoto mine in Arizona, calling it the creepiest place they'd ever explored.
I really hope it's not my eyes playing with me, but like...
At the time, all they could hear was the steady drip of water echoing through the empty tunnels. But when they reviewed the footage later, they were stunned to hear something else. The unmistakable sound of footsteps on wood in a place that was completely deserted. That eerie moment was enough to make them turn back, cutting their exploration short as the mine's unsettling vibe grew too intense to ignore. Back in 2003, Jay had a photo snapped by a friend during a visit to Pyramid Lake. Years later, while looking through old memories, they noticed something chilling, which appears to be the faint figure of a little girl in the background. Some swear it's evidence of something paranormal, especially considering Pyramid Lake's long-standing reputation for eerie happenings. Others brush it off as a trick of the light or a camera glitch. But the figure is so eerily clear, so human, that it's hard not to ask, was it just a coincidence? While hiking through a remote, unfamiliar forest, a backpacker stumbled upon something utterly baffling.
Привет, парни, я тут в шоке. Решил прогуляться по территории. Посмотрите, какой забор. Вот это забор. Я просто в ахуе. Сейчас покажу еще. Вот это забор. Вон он кончается. И вон там кончается. Вон угол.
A massive wall rising out of the wilderness with no warning, no signs, and no explanation. It seemed to stretch endlessly, untouched by time or reason. Just the sight of it sent chills down his spine, reminding many online of something straight out of the Truman Show. What was its purpose? Who built it? Why here, in the middle of nowhere? The mystery has ignited wild speculation. And if we only knew its exact location, we might finally uncover the truth behind this eerie enigma. Back in 2012 or 2013, a group of friends decided to add a little thrill to their Halloween by joining a ghost tour at the historic and notoriously haunted Concordia Cemetery. At one point during the tour, they stopped to snap a group photo. Their guide kindly offered to take the shot while they posed ahead under the eerie glow of the cemetery lights. That night, as they reviewed the pictures back at home, one friend's sister noticed something that made her blood run cold. In the background of their group photo was a shadowy figure wearing a hat, seemingly strolling right past them. The strange part? No one had seen anyone near them when the photo was taken. Terrified, she demanded they leave immediately. And when she showed the picture to the rest of the group, their excitement quickly turned to dread. From that night on, they made a pact. No more ghost tours. Was it just a random person they somehow didn't notice? Or did they unknowingly capture something far more chilling, something not meant to be seen? In 2014, two young women set out on the treacherous Kalalau Trail in Hawaii, unaware of the ordeal that awaited them. Midway through the hike, the weather took a dangerous turn. Rain poured down, flooding the trail and making the terrain slick and perilous. With no phone service and rising rivers blocking their path, they were forced to brave the night in the heart of the jungle. Just when hope seemed to fade, the distant thump of a helicopter echoed through the trees. Miraculously, the rescuers spotted the white towels the women had hung up to dry as an improvised signal that saved their lives. They were airlifted to safety, a powerful reminder that preparation and quick thinking can mean the difference between disaster and rescue in the wild. While exploring the infamous zombie road alone, a man couldn't shake the eerie feeling that he was being watched. This stretch of road has long been shrouded in dark legends, once home to an orphanage that tragically burned down in the early 1900s. Many believe the spirits of the children who perished in that fire still linger there, and countless visitors have reported chilling encounters with ghostly figures. As the sun began to set, the man decided to snap a photo of the fading light filtering through the trees. But this was before digital cameras, so he wouldn't see what he captured until the film was developed days later. When he finally did, his blood ran cold because staring back at him were shadowy shapes that looked an awful lot like children. Could this be proof that the lost souls of Zombie Road are still watching? TikTok user Tia Langley and her friends decided to explore using the mysterious Randonautica app, which led them to an eerie, abandoned location. Tia filmed the entire adventure, but things took a chilling turn fast. Take a look.
What? Are your brights on? Can you turn your brights on? Oh shit, there's not like a big pool of water over there. Yeah, don't go over there. Just stay here. Don't move. Should we get out? Yeah, we should. Holy fucking shit! Go! Stop, just go, just leave. Go, 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 go! That was someone on the other side! That was someone on the other
In part 2 of the video, the terrifying truth unfolded. A group of men suddenly appeared out of nowhere, slamming on the car doors and chasing the group in a heart-pounding scene. Trapped in a truly unsettling situation, Tia and her friends were left shaken, haunted by one question: what would have happened if they had stepped out of the car? On July 2nd, 2020, what started as an ordinary drive for Chisa quickly took a chilling turn.
Padre cielo que estás en lo nuestro.
While trailing another car, something strange caught their eye. A mysterious figure with glowing eyes seemed to be peering out from the trunk. Gripped by curiosity and unease, Kisa instinctively pulled out their phone and started recording, desperate to capture the eerie sight. As the video came to a close, a distressed sound, presumably from Kisa, echoed through, hinting at the fear and confusion they felt in that moment. Since then, the video has gone viral, sparking countless theories online. But despite all the speculation, the truth behind what Kisa saw remains a haunting mystery. YouTuber Michael Luzzi recently revisited Split Rock Road in New Jersey, a place where he once had a chilling encounter. As he stood in the eerie silence of the woods, something caught his eye.
For here, so. Oh, what is that light?
Oh, there's a light over there.
Yo, what the hell? What is that? Yo! Yo! Oh, nah.
What's talking about from this?
Alright guys, so I'm gonna go down here real quick and see what is down here.
Two mysterious lights appeared, one hovering high in the trees, the other closer to the ground. They moved in strange, unnatural ways, almost as if they were alive. Then, things took an even darker turn.
Literally standing right there, 370Z. I'm literally sitting there like this, just chilling, and then something behind me, I don't know. That noise is coming from over here more. That noise is literally coming from somewhere over here.
I really want to know what it is.
I don't know, that noise is definitely coming from over here somewhere. Oh, so what the fuck?
Look at that!
Oh, yo, that's that person. That's the person from last. Go.
Get out of here, Bob.
Go, just dip. I don't know what the hell that was, bro.
Out of the shadows, a faint figure began to take shape. It looked like a person only, not quite. Terrified, Lucy bolted back to his car, heart pounding, unsure of what he'd just seen. To this day, the ghostly lights and the shadowy figure remain a disturbing mystery. While combing through footage from his trail cam, a Virginia hunter discovered something chilling and eerie. An almost translucent figure that resembles either a ghostly child or some unknown creature stalking the forest. Some skeptics chalk it up to moonlight playing tricks on the lens, but others? They're not so sure. Is this spine-tingling image actual proof of the paranormal, or just a creepy coincidence captured at the perfect moment? While walking down an abandoned road in rural Japan, something strange suddenly caught his eye.
Okay, that's weird, right? Why is it moving?
Yeah. Can we go? Why is it doing
You guys not see that down there?
What?
Right there.
I'm not gonna look.
There's nothing.
Okay, why is it still moving?
Can we go? I'm legitimately out running and getting out of here. I don't understand. I'm gonna look this up. And
Oh, maybe there's some. Wait. Still, no, it's not. It's cut there, so they shouldn't be, right? I don't know.
It wasn't windy. The forest was dead still, except for that one tree shifting unnaturally, like it was alive. He pulled out his phone to look it up. Nothing made sense. The movement didn't stop. Some nearby locals later said they'd never seen anything like it. Ever. One theory points to Kodama, ancient tree spirits from Japanese folklore said to dwell in strong, sacred forests. Others say it could be something more scientific, like unique oscillation frequencies or shifting roots triggered by subtle seismic tremors, which are common in Japan. But given how close they were to the infamous Aokigahara forest, known for its chilling past and eerie silence, no theory brought much comfort. The image of that lone, twitching tree among a forest of stillness was enough to send chills down anyone's spine. Would you have kept walking? After a car accident, a man snapped a quick photo to document the damage. But when he later brightened the image to get a clearer look, he saw something that made his blood run cold. Sitting in the driver's seat, clear as day, was a terrifying figure with glowing eyes and a monstrous, twisted face. The image sent chills down the spines of those who saw it. Many believe it wasn't just a trick of the light, but a sinister spirit, perhaps even the cause of the crash. Strangely, this isn't the first time eerie entities have been spotted inside wrecked cars, leading some to wonder, are these supernatural forces hiding in plain sight waiting to strike? Allie stood exactly where they had buried the doll, Mary. The air was suffocating, thick with something unnatural, and there she was, Mary.
No way. Bro. There's like overgrowth on her and everything. She's right there. Mary's right there. Patty. What does that mean? What does Patty mean? She's gonna say one more thing and I'm getting out of here. Like, I don't feel safe here.
Her porcelain face peeked out from a blanket of overgrown weeds, as if the earth itself had tried and failed to silence her. She hadn't moved, yet somehow she was watching. Then came the whisper, Patty. Allie froze. That name. He didn't recognize it. Who was Patty? He glanced down. The soil was no longer untouched. It was torn, scraped, like something had clawed its way up from underneath. And just beneath the wind, a chilling sound floated into the background of the footage. Soft, echoing laughter, a child's cry, faint, haunting. Ally didn't hear it clearly, but deep down, he knew. Mary wasn't finished, and this time, he had to end her. For good. Silent 9mm posted a photo that's blowing minds, a gigantic footprint his mom found on their roof. The print, with 4 huge toes and an unusually large size, instantly sparked Bigfoot rumors. But here's the twist. Even if it were human, who walks barefoot on a roof? And the weirdest part? There was only one footprint, just a single, massive step, and nothing else. On December 24th, 2024, Reddit user PositiveSong2293 posted a captivating video that quickly stirred up a storm of curiosity. The footage shows a glowing orb gliding low over the mountains of Cali, Colombia, shimmering with lights as it moves through the sky.
Mire Isa, mírelo acá, rápido, mírelo acá.
While some viewers dismissed it as a half-deflated mylar balloon catching the sunlight just right, others weren't so sure, sparking speculation that it might be something far more mysterious. Known for its breathtaking landscapes, Cali has now found itself at the center of the latest UFO buzz. While hiking deep in an isolated forest, one man stumbled upon a spine-chilling sight: scattered bones on the ground, with a single shoe still attached, giving the disturbing impression of human remains. But here's where it gets even creepier. The person who posted the photo never mentioned alerting the authorities, and no follow-up was ever shared. The eerie setting and total radio silence only fuel the mystery. But take a closer look, and something doesn't sit right. Are these human bones? Or did someone stage a cruel hoax, stuffing animal bones into a shoe just to terrify unsuspecting hikers? While caving with a group, one man found himself trapped in a terrifying predicament. As he ventured deeper into a narrow passage, he became wedged so tightly that he couldn't move no matter how hard he tried. The situation quickly worsened when water started pouring into the cramped space, rising steadily around him. Panic set in as he urgently shouted to his partner outside the passage for help. His partner, struggling against the current and the growing pressure, fought to free him, but it was no easy task. The water kept rising, and time was running out. After what felt like an eternity, with tension mounting and the water creeping higher, the partner managed to pull him out, saving him just in the nick of time. After a peaceful day of fishing, the man decided to stop by a nearby public restroom. But the moment he stepped inside, something jolted him.
Yo, what the f- What the? Bro. There's nobody in here.
The place was empty. Not a soul in sight. Just silence. He stood frozen, heart pounding. That scream he just heard, it was real. Too loud, too clear to be a trick of the mind, and yet, no one was there. A guy went out magnet fishing one afternoon expecting the usual pile of rusty junk, and for the most part, that's exactly what he got. But then, something strange surfaced. He dragged up an old knife, still tucked inside its weathered sheath, like it hadn't seen daylight in decades. Creepy, but nothing compared to what came next. On his final toss, he reeled in what looked like an ordinary stick, until he saw what was tied to it. A disturbingly lifelike doll, its face covered in needles, like some kind of twisted voodoo ritual piece. As if that wasn't unsettling enough, there was a small, transparent bag fastened to the doll's back. He had no idea what it was, but the whole thing gave him chills. Uneasy and spooked, he packed up and left in a hurry, only to realize he'd wandered into a nearby cemetery, alone, lost, and more terrified than ever. Thankfully, after what felt like forever, he managed to find his way out. While exploring the vast emptiness of the desert, a Reddit user stumbled upon something unexpected. A dusty journal half buried in the sand. At first glance, it seemed like nothing more than a forgotten stack of college notes. But when they turned to the last page, everything changed. There, written in shaky handwriting, was a heartfelt thank you and an emotional farewell to someone who had made college unforgettable. Below was a list of people to contact, and all of the person's passwords on the back. 3 names were mentioned, individuals seemingly tied to the story. It read less like an ending to a class project and more like a final goodbye. Many believed it was a suicide note. Shaken, the Redditor contacted the authorities, hoping they had just uncovered the missing piece in a cold case no one had solved until now. While walking past an old, crumbling building in the Scottish countryside, a group of men suddenly heard loud, echoing bangs coming from the back. Intrigued and a little spooked, they crept around to investigate. But when they got there, nothing. Not a soul in sight. One of the men stood still, eyes scanning the eerie silence. That's when it happened.
You think it's a ghost?
It is a ghost.
It's just a wind.
Mate. Must be a ghost.
No, it's a wind.
No, it's a ghost.
Let's go. It's a fucking ghost.
There's nothing else there. What else could it be?
Strangely, the trees stood perfectly still, with no breeze, no rustling leaves, and no sign of wind at all. So what was it? A restless spirit lingering in the shadows, just as they feared, or something else entirely? Friends were filming themselves rapping deep in the forest when things suddenly took a wild turn.
Puri baikor, tight gun, shotgun, hate loya chol. Gulite gulite pola tight kore shor. Keja porte gele hala shot deয় তোর তার চিরা মাথা গরম আমার পিস্তল লোড আবার বাড়ি পুরা ঢাকা আসি মুটলির ডোট বয় যখন 1-8
Out of nowhere, a furious swarm of bees launched a full-on attack. Chaos. In a situation like that, if you don't move fast, you're in danger. Thankfully, they managed to escape without any major injuries, but it took them a while before they could even recover their phone. Nature wasn't playing around. Sunshineable was out in the woods filming a fun TikTok video to showcase her outfit when something chilling happened.
Nope.
As she danced and twirled, her camera unknowingly captured a dark, shadowy figure lurking in the background, covered in black fur, watching her intently. Before she could even process what she'd seen, the figure quickly vanished into the trees. Panicking, Sunshineable snatched up her phone and bolted, heart racing. Some believe the mysterious figure could be a juvenile Bigfoot, while others think it's just someone in a costume playing a prank. Given Sunshineable's reputation for creating authentic, unstaged content, many are left wondering, is this an eerie encounter caught on camera, or just another trick of the woods? The truth remains a mystery. On February 10th, 2012, a group of hikers ventured deep into the snowy forests of Finland. As they made their way along a remote trail, a chilling metallic hum suddenly echoed through the air, not from the woods around them, but from above.
Mistä vitusta toi tulee?
The sound was eerie, mechanical, and unlike anything they had ever heard. Frozen in place, the hikers recorded the bizarre noise as it droned on for nearly 10 minutes. It didn't match any known animal, machine, or natural phenomenon. To this day, no one knows what caused it, and the mystery remains unsolved. While strolling through the garden of his apartment complex, the man casually snapped a few photos, just testing the shutter sound, clicking without much thought or focus. He wasn't trying to capture anything special, but out of the 5 shots he took, one image stood out, and not in a good way. Something or someone appeared in the frame. He hadn't noticed anything strange at the time. No movement, no figures lurking in the background. So what was it? Just pareidolia messing with his mind? Or had he accidentally captured something far more unsettling? A man stumbled upon something strange tucked away inside a tree, and instead of investigating further, he pulled out his phone and started filming. Rather than exploring nearby trees, he uploaded the video online, joking that he might have uncovered a leprechaun's secret stash. After all, Irish legends say leprechauns hide their gold deep in forests or at the end of rainbows. But something about this felt different, like someone hid it there for a reason only they understand. What was it? While hiking through Queensland, Australia, a man came across a parked car and noticed something bizarre. A massive, greasy handprint smeared across the back window. What caught his attention wasn't just the size, but the strange, oily residue, something often linked to the elusive Yowie, Australia's answer to Bigfoot. Even weirder, the thumb sat unusually low, more like an ape's hand than a human's. In one of the photos, a regular human hand can be seen for scale, and while it's not crystal clear, the size difference is hard to ignore. With similar mysterious prints reported all over the world, it's enough to make you wonder, what left that mark? An explorer recently ventured into an abandoned building near a cemetery, and what he found nearly made his heart stop.
I don't know if I should say anything just yet, but look.
At first glance, it looked like something straight out of a horror movie. A half-open coffin resting in the middle of the room, with what appeared to be a freshly deceased body inside. For a moment, he was frozen in disbelief. Was this real? Turns out it wasn't. The entire setup was an insanely detailed prank, designed to terrify anyone bold enough to step inside. And honestly, it worked. Even he had to admit it had him fooled for a second. Still, props to whoever pulled this off, and wish him luck, because he's still exploring the place. A cemetery groundskeeper recently shared a chilling discovery that has the internet buzzing. According to him, a fellow employee stumbled upon something deeply unsettling on the far western edge of the graveyard, a strange, foul-smelling object tucked away near a tree. While some coworkers felt an eerie discomfort, Odin's Raven believed the item had spiritual weight and should be left alone. Then another Redditor weighed in with a theory that sent shivers down spines. The object might be part of a dark ritual. They claimed it contained a bird's heart and liver, mixed with feces, all wrapped in a sock that belonged to someone buried nearby. Piercing the sock were 2 knives, one allegedly used to kill the bird, the other to pin the soul. The purpose? One knife to bind the person's spirit to the cemetery, the other to cut their connection to the afterlife. In short, they believe this was a curse meant to trap a soul on earth and doom it to eternal unrest. Could this be the real reason behind the strange artifact? Or is it just internet lore gone too far? The video opens on a chilling shot, a tombstone marked Maria Melgar, with a cross eerily formed from punched-out holes. The cameraman and his friend exchange uneasy glances, wondering what was once placed there. As the camera slowly pans back, one of them points to a grave in the distance, his brother's final resting place. But then they see it.
What the hell? Since when are the Mormons in a Christian graveyard? No, this isn't a Christian graveyard. What the hell is he doing over there, though? Why is he right in front of my brother's grave?
A tall, slender figure in a suit, motionless in front of the grave, faceless, silent, watching. What happened next? No one truly knows. Amy Pendleton from New Hampshire believes she may have captured something truly eerie on camera at the infamous Gilson Cemetery in Nashua, a place long wrapped in ghost stories and local legends. In a TikTok video she posted, a 360-degree scan of the graveyard reveals a strange, shadowy figure lurking nearby.
Do me a favor, go to Google Maps right now from wherever you are. Put in Gilson Cemetery, Nashua, New Hampshire. It is a historical site, rumored to be haunted, blah, blah. Go on Street View, take a 360, and take a little stroll down the road. Just look. There's a ghost right there.
Some skeptics shrug it off as a blurry passerby, but Amy can't shake the feeling that it might be something more, something supernatural. Gilson Cemetery has long been the center of chilling tales, whispers of a ghostly woman in white, the cries of a wandering baby, and now, possibly, a new spirit caught on film. This eerie photo was snapped on June 29, 2013, at exactly 8:02 a.m. by a motion-activated trail camera. In the frame, a tall, shadowy figure stands upright near a hunting blind, appearing in just one shot, then vanishing from others taken just minutes apart. That rules out tricks of light or drifting shadows. Whatever it was, it moved. Enhanced images show what looks like broad shoulders, defined chest muscles, and even bare patches on the face. Using 3 different measurement methods, experts estimate its height between 6.6 and 6'10". Too tall for your average person, but right in line with something else. Could this be a Sasquatch? What else fits the bill? Kuheli ignited a fiery debate online after posting a clip from Loon Season 7, claiming it might show Bigfoot caught on camera.
Thought I heard something.
We gotta get the hell moving. We gotta get the hell moving. We gotta get the hell moving.
Some viewers insist it's nothing more than an elk, citing what looks like a white rump, but others aren't so sure, arguing the creature's gait is way too primate-like to dismiss. The problem? The figure stays just far enough away to keep the mystery alive, fueling speculation rather than settling it. Tempo Off-Road recently shared a mysterious trail camera photo from an elderly family member in Kentucky, and it's got the internet buzzing. Some swear it's Bigfoot, others argue it's a skunk ape, but here's the twist. The creature looks eerily like a regular gorilla. And last we checked, gorillas don't just wander the woods of Kentucky. So what is it? A cryptid, or an escaped zoo animal? In 2018, a woman snapped an eerie photo in her backyard in Boone, North Carolina. The image shows a tall humanoid figure partially concealed by trees, almost blending seamlessly with the forest. For many, this unsettling photo only adds fuel to the fire of growing evidence suggesting the existence of elusive forest dwellers. However, one sharp-eyed observer noticed something strange. A center line running down the figure's body that looks strikingly like the seam of a zipper. Could this be proof of a mysterious creature or just someone in a suit? At first glance, this 2007 photo taken near Nashville, Tennessee, seems like a charming snapshot of two young friends casually strolling down a serene, tree-lined path. But upon closer inspection, something eerie emerges. Just ahead of the children, a faint, ghostly figure resembling a child appears to materialize from the mist. Some even claim there's another shadowy presence lurking further down the road. With the land once home to a plantation before the Civil War, the chilling question remains. Could these mysterious figures be lingering spirits from a troubled past that simply refuse to fade away? While hiking along a serene trail in the heart of Essex Village, a man was simply recording the peaceful beauty of nature. However, when he later watched the footage, something unsettling caught his eye. For a brief moment, a ghostly, smoke-like figure materialized in the frame, its head and hands faintly visible before vanishing into the air. Locals are speculating that it could be the legendary village spirit, a figure deeply woven into the village's folklore. But is this a genuine paranormal encounter? Or could there be a more logical explanation lurking just beneath the surface? One fateful night, deep in the heart of Mexico's dense wilderness, a lone hiker stumbled upon an unsettling sight. As he navigated through the dark, whispering woods, something caught his eye high up in the trees. There, amidst the shadows, loomed a figure that appeared disturbingly human, yet something about it was undeniably off. What did he truly witness that night? Was it a fleeting glimpse of something otherworldly lurking in the treetops? Or was it merely an elaborate trick designed to send chills down his spine? It was a quiet night, just a group of friends unwinding, when something eerie broke the calm.
What is that? Guys, what is... Oh, shit. What the...
Emerging from the darkness was a face pale, hairless, and unmistakably not human. The tension was thick, hearts pounding, but then, without warning, the footage cuts. No explanation. No clue. What happened next? That's a mystery that still sends chills down their spines. One night, Jay Brannon found himself drawn to an abandoned church beside a graveyard on Long Island. At first, everything seemed quiet, even. But then, strange flickering lights began to pulse from within the church. They flashed erratically, growing brighter and more intense, almost as if they were responding to his presence. Unnerved, Jay didn't dare step inside. The next morning, curiosity got the better of him. He returned to the church in daylight, only to find it completely deserted. No signs of life, no trace of the eerie lights. But what he discovered next chilled him to the bone. The church had burned down 3 times and had been struck by lightning twice. Whatever those lights were, they may not have been electrical at all. Maybe something from the past still haunts the ruins. A Reddit user came across something that felt ripped from a nightmare. A tree entirely covered in strange, unnatural-looking skulls. The air around it felt off, thick with a dread that didn't belong to the world of the living. Haunted by what they saw, the user returned the next day to get a better look. But the tree and every single skull had completely vanished. No footprints, no broken branches, not even a trace of disturbed soil. It was like the whole thing had been wiped from existence, or was never really there to begin with. 2 wild campers set off into the heart of the Welsh wilderness, eager for an adventure in a remote, abandoned building, a place rumored to be haunted. After clearing out the cobwebs and tidying up the space, they began exploring its eerie corners, trying to shake off the unsettling atmosphere while casually chatting about the mysterious history of the place. But then, something happened.
That'd be mental. Well stoked. Yeah, certainly is. What was that?
Suddenly, a sound pierced the silence. They tried to carry on as if nothing had happened, but the strange noises continued, growing more intense.
No, there's my torch. Right, let me get out there. Definitely, what the hell is that noise?
The air felt heavier, and a chill set in. Despite the growing unease, they decided to investigate, stepping into the darkness armed only with their torches. As they ventured outside, the eerie noises became louder.
There's no one here. Bloody hell. What the freaking hell was that noise? Oh man, oh dude. That presumes it's a CP button.
Unnerving them even more, they returned downstairs, their nerves on edge. And that's when they noticed something that made their blood run cold, something they hadn't seen before. But before they could process what was happening, they both froze. Hanging in the doorway was something they couldn't explain. Still, despite the overwhelming fear, they pushed forward. But things were far from over. As the night stretched on, it only grew darker. The unsettling noises and chilling presence seemed relentless. And yet, they made it through the night, though their minds would never quite let go of the haunting mystery of what exactly lurked in that remote building. What was the true story behind the strange happenings they witnessed? Was it just the wind, or something far more sinister? A Reddit user shared a chilling story about their friend who went hiking deep into the woods one quiet afternoon. While wandering through the dense, silent forest, he casually took a photo of the trees, just a random snapshot. But later, when he looked back at the picture, he noticed something disturbing. Behind one of the trees stood a massive black figure, partially hidden but towering over anything human-sized. Some swear it looks like Bigfoot, while others chalk it up to eerie shadows and imagination. What do you think? Ooh. A Russian biker and his friend were cruising through what looked like an abandoned, crumbling village, capturing everything on a helmet cam. It seemed like just another eerie ride, until something wild happened. Out of nowhere, one of them plunged into a massive hole in the ground caused by a burst pipe. The water inside? Murky, foul-looking, and the kind of brownish color that makes you wonder if it's sewage. For a moment, it looked like a total disaster was unfolding. But according to Russian reports, it wasn't nearly as dangerous as it appeared. While taking a nighttime walk near an old, supposedly abandoned mansion in Globe, Arizona, Reddit user Smithery Guy captured something chilling. As he scanned the building with his flashlight, he caught a glimpse of movement in one of the windows, sending shivers down his spine.
Good morning. Is that something right there? Is somebody right there? No way. No fucking way. Is that somebody right there? Hey. Can you hear me? Can you say something?
Calling out to whoever, or what, or whatever might be inside, he received nothing but silence. Despite his efforts to uncover the truth, the source of the movement remains a mystery, leaving one haunting question behind. Is the mansion truly abandoned? Or is something still lurking within its walls? While hiking through the remote wilderness of Norway, a man stumbled upon something chilling. An old, abandoned house hidden deep in the forest. Curious, he stepped inside and was shocked to find the place still had electricity. As he ventured deeper into the dark, eerie rooms, things took a terrifying turn. Out of nowhere, a strange, shadowy creature locked eyes with him. Frozen in fear, the man panicked, lost his footing, and tumbled down the stairs. The footage cuts off suddenly, leaving behind an unsettling mystery. Was it something paranormal, or is there a more logical explanation? In 2020, a Reddit user casually snapped a selfie in their living room. At the time, only their sister and dad were supposed to be home, no one else. But when they looked closer at the photo, something chilling stood out. In the background, a figure was visible. It wasn't their sister. It wasn't their dad. Strange things had always happened in that house, but this felt different. The figure looked too real. It even cast a shadow. That one detail changed everything. Was it a ghost accidentally caught on camera? Or had someone been inside the house the whole time, completely unnoticed? A man ventured into the mysterious woods of Rivington, a location shrouded in unsettling legends, most notably the tale of a demonic headless horseman said to haunt the area. Intending to enjoy a peaceful bushcrafting trip away from the bustle of civilization, he set up his hammock in a secluded spot, far from other campers. As night fell, the atmosphere quickly shifted. The peaceful rustling of leaves turned into suspicious noises, sharp movements echoing from the trees behind him. At first, he assumed it might be wildlife or fellow campers wandering nearby, but the sounds weren't steady or natural. It was like something was darting through the trees, deliberately stopping when he paid attention. Then, without warning, the stillness shattered.
So I don't know if they're making their way over this side because they might have seen my light. Hear that? Click, click, click. I know the seagulls are going. What the hell is that? Right, let's go get a drink and something to eat. Right, so I'm literally just here in the hammock, and all of a sudden all I heard is bang, 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 like 3 gunshots. It's literally what it sounded like, 3 gunshots. So I looked over to where those other lads are.
3 loud bangs, sharp, sudden, and unmistakable. They rang out like gunshots in the night. He scanned the area, spotting torchlights flickering from the direction where other campers were set up. But what followed was a disturbing silence. The lights dimmed. No voices, no laughter, just the kind of quiet that presses down on you. Feeling uneasy, he decided to pack up his gear and move deeper into the woods. But just as he started to dismantle his hammock, something was thrown at him deliberately. He saw it fly through the air. Someone or something was targeting him. He called out, hoping it was just another group messing around, but there was no response. Just more flickering lights and the creeping sense that he was no longer alone.
I'm being followed. Then this isn't a smart place to come. Plus it's a dead end right in front of me. I'm literally having to back up nice and slow. I know there's nobody going to be in front of me, but there's no half chance somebody's behind me. I hate tight spaces as well. This isn't helping my anxiety. I literally just got out that gap. As I got out, that's why it's gunshots. I heard it again, but this time it was fantastic. But they didn't. Somebody flung something at me, and I know they flung it because I seen it coming towards me, not dropping down, if you know what I mean. Where you could have said, oh, maybe it's just a branch snapped off a tree you had in the woods after all. There was nothing like that. It come like this towards me. Then I heard like...
He rushed to gather the rest of his belongings and get away from the area. Eventually, he found his way to an old, abandoned castle ruin nestled deeper in the forest. It should have felt safe. It didn't. The sense of being followed only grew stronger. Every rustle behind him felt calculated. Every shadow stretched a little too far. Realizing that no matter how far he walked, he would not find comfort, he made the difficult decision to end his adventure early. Whatever haunted these woods, real or supernatural, had made one thing clear. He wasn't welcome. A curious user decided to take a walk in the quiet forest behind their street. After sitting alone on a rock for about 30 minutes, their sister called out from home, urging them to come back. It was getting dark, and she had a bad feeling about something she couldn't explain. The user agreed to head back in 10 minutes. But just as they stood up to leave, they noticed something. Something was staring at them. They brushed it off at first, thinking, maybe it's just a tree. But the uneasy feeling lingered.
Alright, well, I'm just going for a walk. That's a bit sus. I even looked that way and there was nothing there earlier. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is. I'm going home now. Bye-bye.
They even glanced in that direction earlier and swore there was nothing there. Still uneasy, they decided to head home. Later, when they reviewed the video they had taken in the forest, their heart dropped. In the background was a shadowy black spot, one that eerily resembled a face or hair. Terrified, they bolted home. They haven't stepped into those woods since, and now they finally understand why their sister always said she heard strange sounds out there. About 11 years ago, a group of friends went out mudding for a fun day off-road. At one point, one of their trucks got stuck, and naturally, they snapped a few photos to laugh about later. Months down the line, while revisiting those pictures and joking about the moment, someone noticed something chilling in the background stood a man, hidden among the trees, silently watching them. None of them had seen him that day. So, the question is, who was out there in the woods? And if it was just an ordinary person, why didn't he come over to help? While out for a walk in the woods near their home, someone stumbled upon a strange, eerie structure hidden among the trees. Curiosity led them inside, and that's when it hit them. This was a witch's hut. They snapped a few photos and posted them online, sparking a flood of urgent warnings from commenters. Don't touch anything. Don't take anything. But it was too late. They already had. Most people would know better than to mess with something like this. But the uploader didn't seem fazed. Instead of fear, they were filled with one burning question. Who left these objects behind and why? Two friends set out to explore an abandoned convent about an hour from town. The place was creepy, but perfect for a viral TikTok dance, so they hit record. As the girl danced, the guy behind the camera suddenly froze. Just over her shoulder, something didn't feel right. They inched closer, and that's when they saw it.
What the fuck? Andy, stop.
I'm so...
Oh my god. Stop. Hold him. What the fuck is that? Holy shit. Oh my god.
A group of people standing in a tight circle, heads bowed, silently performing what looked like a ritual. Shaken to the core, the friends fled. The video cuts off, with no answers, only questions. In another chilling encounter, a man went hiking deep into the woods. Everything was normal until he felt eyes on him. Turning slowly, he spotted a figure staring straight at him, completely still, completely silent. But when he approached, it wasn't a person at all. Hanging from a tree branch was a bathrobe with a mask attached to it. No footprints, no sign of who or what. Put it there. Just the unsettling feeling that he was never alone. A Reddit user recently shared a chilling video they captured while driving through Gettysburg's infamous wheat field, a site drenched in Civil War history and ghostly legends. Filmed at night, the clip starts quietly, until the unmistakable sound of fifes and drums slowly rises in the distance. There's no one in sight, no reenactments, just eerie phantom music echoing through the darkness. The moment sent shivers down viewers' spines. In the comments, others chimed in with their unsettling encounters. Reports of cannon fire in the dead of night, the thunder of invisible horse hooves pounding the earth, and whispers carried by the wind. One thing's for sure, Gettysburg's wheat field isn't just a battlefield, it's a place where the past refuses to rest. A hiker exploring a remote ancient church, once known for dark rituals and burials, thought he was alone. At first, everything seemed normal, but as he was leaving, his camera captured something unsettling. A woman silently standing in the distance.
Man, I had a feeling here. Let me see how this camera here is recording. Okay, it's cool there. It's cool. I had a feeling here. Look out here, guys. Listen there. I believe the camera caught it now.
Later, he heard something even more disturbing. A child's voice echoing from the forest, calling out, "Mommy, Daddy." Compelled to return days later, he found the area even more unsettling. While walking through tall grass, he saw something terrifying, though he never said exactly what. Shaken, he rushed back to the church, but as he stepped inside, strange sounds filled the air, whispers and repeated words like, "Scoot, scoot."
There was a noise right next door, look. Oh my goodness, man, look at this, man, look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh, whoa, listen, look at this. Whoa. Man, you're crazy. Look at this, guys. Man, that's impressive.
The church was empty, completely still, no one in sight. And yet, he couldn't shake the feeling. Something was watching him. If you liked that video, make sure to check out the Dare to Watch YouTube channel, where we have tons of videos just like this. And if you want to see our latest scary hiking encounters, make sure to click subscribe so you'll get notifications.